What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the vlog. This may be the very last vlog for the Silverado, like officially the last vlog, because it is for sale. So I finally did the last modification that I needed to do for the truck, and that is a kill switch. Absolutely needed for these Silverados, especially the older ones. And I went through so much time and effort after work to be able to restore this thing, getting it back to where it was before. Not exactly as far as like aesthetic wise, but mechanically everything's pretty much sound, and I cannot believe I'm able to drive the truck again. But here she is. She is back. I cannot believe it. There's a few things I'm gonna go over in a bit, but just to let you guys know, she is running. She's on all 4 feet, and you know, she rides smooth, drives fine, and really it's pretty much ready to go, up for sale. Getting into some of the exterior defects, obviously I don't have a front bumper still. I honestly think it's fine. Like, it doesn't really look that bad without it. I think especially because I made the, you know, the valence cover with a pre-runner bumper that I used to have. So yeah, I mean, it sucks because that part's slightly missing, but even without an actual bumper, it doesn't look terrible. So I'm probably just gonna leave that there. The headlights I went ahead and got from Amazon, literally the same ones I got before the truck was stolen. Brand new grille, and unfortunately I am missing a flare on this side. You could see like the, you know, double-sided tape just from the last flare. So really what happened was, you know, it flew off on the tow truck because this wheel was rubbing, and essentially it was like rubbing on some part of the flare to where it was starting to like wedge out. And, you know, just over time with the speed of the tow truck that this thing was on, it just, I mean, it was old. It was bound to like come off at some point. So fortunately, I'm missing a flare, slight little rust here on the fender, but, you know, nothing too big of a deal. The side of the truck is pretty good. I'd say the only thing, if anything, is there's a lot more marks on the bed. And, you know, it's not like a big deal, but there were already marks on it before. Other than that, I mean, everything looks like it was before. Surprising they didn't steal the wheels. That's really weird in my opinion. The bed is still good. You know, like the liner and everything's good. It's not marked up or scratched or anything, so I'm really happy about that. That's a good one of the good selling points that I can add to my description for the truck. I did have to add a bumper, like a stock bumper, but I ended up getting an all black one. Really not bad looking at all. You know, obviously it doesn't match with the line of the bed being cut for the pre-runner bumper, but, you know, it's just small details that it's kind of whatever. It's not a big deal, but at least the bumper is black and it kind of matches like the overall dark scheme of the truck. So actually, back to the front side, the other defect and damage was now part of this hood is punched or dented in and punched in. I don't know what they did or why that's even there, but that is one defect that's new, as well as the scratch, or like few of these like white scratches you see here. That definitely was not for me. So, you know, it's got its battle scars, but at least you know, it could look a lot worse. And on this side, everything seems good. It doesn't seem like there's any new damages or scratches on it, so thankfully that's at least a good sign and a good thing. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the interior of the truck, and pretty much just show you what still is missing. All right, here we go. So finally got door cards. You know, thankfully Marketplace, there's a good amount of these in the Bay Area. I was able to pick up the set for the passenger side and the driver's side for like, you know, a little over $100. You know, not the worst thing in the world, but I'm just glad I'm able to get door cards on the front. Now, I did have an issue before to where I couldn't even get power to the passenger side of the door, and really The quick story of it is because it didn't have my window switch. So basically I had power from my driver's side because I bought a master switch there. I'll get to there in a second, but I wasn't able to control the passenger side, like mirrors, the locks, the windows, all because I didn't have this. So to put into simple terms, your windows are not going to work. If all your fuses and everything is good, your power to this door is not going to work unless you have a switch here. So this is very important for being able to control really everything on the door, on the passenger door itself. Like I said, mirrors, windows, locks, even being able to, you know, use your, like, literally use your key. If your key doesn't work and you're trying to program it, you can't do it unless you have both the passenger window and the driver window. So just piece of advice for those of you who are going through something similar. I can get into more details with another video if you'd like, but just to put it out there, if that doesn't work, you have to have a switch for both the passenger and the driver side. Okay, so to continue in the interior, so I still don't have a radio. Honestly, I don't really plan on getting one. It's just one of those things where it's more of like a slight luxury thing. My sole intent and purpose was really to get this thing, you know, as functional as possible with obviously, like I mentioned, like the locks, being able to lock the truck, windows working, and being able to start the truck now. So that was kind of like the last thing on my list, only because it was slightly expensive when I did get the radio upgraded before, you know, with Apple CarPlay and all that stuff, as well as getting my speakers upgraded. So unfortunately, there's no speakers or radio head unit on this truck. Unfortunately, the only speaker I do have is here, so you can see it. For some reason, they didn't steal this one, but they ended up stealing all the other speakers. Is really whack. So the next thing is I also did get a trim, like a dashboard trim. So luckily Amazon has a lot of these parts for the GMC or Chevys for really cheap, and they came in really quickly actually, so pretty happy about that. I will bring you guys to the driver's side to show you guys what else has been done. So on this side, same thing, door cards has all been restored. I actually, one small thing about this, I used to have the door card that had the little carpet thing here. I ended up getting the one that was like all vinyl or whatever, leather vinyl, and I just felt like it was a cleaner look because it matches like the dash itself, and the carpet look kind of gave like that old look vibe. I didn't really like that, so went ahead and got this version instead. I just think it's much cleaner in my opinion. So there's that. I ended up getting a new fog light switch, cabin light switch here, and I did get a clamshell which doesn't fully fit or work for this setup. I think it's because when I went ahead and fixed the ignition cylinder and lock, like the whole housing and the cylinder itself, so I can actually use a key to start the truck, you know, I did go with an aftermarket one off of Amazon and not like the original GM or Chevy ignition lock housing and cylinder. So it's possible because of that, the design of the housing is probably propping this cover up a little bit. So it's just small details, but that's probably why it's not like fully closing. Not too big of a deal, but it is just something on the aesthetic side that, I mean, it doesn't fully look good, but I mean, at this point, I don't really fully care as long as it's somewhat covered and it's not just straight exposed like steering column and wires hanging out. I also was able to get another speedometer gauge cluster, so just another thing that they stole, but I was able to get this one that looks just OEM, and you know, being able to have like the gauge for the transmission temperature and all that. So I'm really glad I was able to buy all these parts and really get it back to how it was before. As well as this guy, I mean, it sucks because the color's not the same, but at least, again, there's some sort of cover on it. It's not exposed like wires and all that, so just, you know, the small things that are able to make a big difference in the truck. And then really the last thing I want to show you guys in the interior is I mean, the seats are all still the same condition. I am missing a cover there, so I may or may not get that before I actually sell the trucks. Just something small. I was able to get a cubby cover. So before, this used to be just like a flat cover itself. For some reason they jacked that, and I was able to get another one that is actually like a cubby this time instead of just a cover, to get some sort of functionality on it, whether you want to store any sort of stuff on there. So yeah, just everything else is still pretty much the same here. Last sort of big thing is I'm missing a door card on this side, but I do plan on getting at least the door card for this to be covered from all this crap, and then being able to get a window switch to be able to operate the window on this side. And really, besides that, the interior is pretty much done and restored for the most part, so pretty happy with it. All right, so the last thing that was a huge problem, and that was actually part of the suspension, is the lower control arm, torsion bar, the speed sensor, and all that stuff. So I'm about to show you that right now, and pretty much just give you guys an idea what the heck I had to go through to really get this thing from not squatting to lifted now. Okay, so basically, I mean, you can kind of tell from all the clean black parts, but the rear lower control arm is brand new. The outer tie rods is brand new. The axle itself is brand new. All four shocks, these silver Bilsteins, are brand new. I did put a brand new speed sensor. For some reason that's not working, so I ended up just pulling the fuse for it, because long story short, this side would keep locking up because the sensors seem to have failed, and essentially just would keep locking it up. So I figured I'll just pull the fuse for now and be able to drive it so it doesn't keep breaking on me. So that is one issue still, not a really huge problem because you could still brake normally and everything, but that's just one thing I did want to mention. The torsion bar, so that hexagon looking thing, if you guys don't know what a torsion bar is, essentially it's a spring. So it's a spring that gives the lift of the truck with what it has now. So it's not fully the shocks that give the lift of the truck, it's also the torsion bar. So I'll give you guys a very quick idea of how it works, but essentially what it is this black bar that you see here goes all the way across to this cross member here. So you see how there's like a bolt coming down, essentially with this torsion key here, and that's what helps give the torsion like spring effect on the front of the control arm, the lift. Being able to adjust that is all from this bolt right here. So just to give you a quick little idea how it works, going clockwise, turning that bolt clockwise will push the key up, which will give more of a spring, like a stiffer spring effect on the torsion bar on the control arm to be able to lift the truck like higher. Now if you go clockwise, loosening the bolt, the torsion will be less on the bar and therefore won't make much of a lift on the control arm. That's really the easiest way I can describe the use of the torsion bar without going into too much details of it. But it was such a pain in the neck to get that in because there's a huge process of trying to dip down the lower control arm all the way to be able to fit it in here. Anyways, that's a whole thing. But I'm really glad that I was able to put that in, because that now gives the effect of the lift that I had before, which roughly this is like a 4-inch lift on the truck. So you know, it's perfect for, you know, the look of the truck that it was before and what it is now. All right guys, well that's pretty much it. There's really not much more that I did to the truck. I mean, there's probably a couple fuses that I changed, not that I think about it, but other than that, that's really all it took to be able to restore the truck. And I think the hardest part was being able to find the time and the energy really to be able to get the truck to where it is now, because, you know, with my work schedule, just, you know, just having early hours and such a long day, and then coming afterwards to the shop to be able to work on it, and then hit the gym afterwards. I just had one heck of a month being able to put that effort in every single day to get the truck where it is now from what it was before. Otherwise guys, I think this is the last rally and last vlog for the truck. It is going to be officially for sale by tonight, so whoever's in the Bay Area, if you guys are interested, keep an eye out on the marketplace. I'm sure it'll be, you know, posted by then or sometime this weekend. Otherwise guys, if you have any more questions on like what I did or any sort of like troubleshooting or diagnostic on the truck, please do comment down below, because while I still have it fresh in my mind, I definitely want to help you guys out as well on the things that I do know. Otherwise, that's pretty much it guys. I will catch you guys later, and I will keep you guys updated as always. See ya.